Hello, and welcome to Pi Anime Recap. This is part 2 of my recap on the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world. One day, when an elder nude attacks their house, Saikyou takes it out with a single blast using his spiritual arts. And his family starts to acknowledge him. He has a feast thrown for him for the first time, and his father congratulates him on his accomplishment, saying that even veteran adventurers would have found the beast challenging to face. His father offers to reward him, so Saikyou asks him to allow him to study magic at the Royal Academy. His father thinks to how he always diligently studied magic on his own and agrees with the request. However, his father warns him that even though they are nobles, he will still need to pass the entrance exam on his own merits. Saikyou goes on to request for IFA to attend the academy, as well as his attendant wanting to keep her unique ability around IFA. Panics hearing this, but his father tells him it would be pointless because IFA has no magic, so Saikyou decides to show off their training. He hands IFA his wand, instructing her to command as many spirit flames as she can and pretend to cast flame. Note she commands the flames and follows his instruction, shooting an impressive blast. GLY is shocked she could use intermediate magic, and their father accepts IFA going as well. GLY objects to his father's decision, saying it would be breaking tradition to send two brothers on the same path to the academy. His father agrees with this and tells him he will be joining the Imperial Army instead because he had always played with his sword, instead of improving his magic over the years. GLY can't accept this and challenges Saikyou to a duel to see who gets to go to the academy. Their mother tries to stop them, but Saikyou accepts the duel and their father decides their duel will take place in the morning. Back in his room, Yuki appears commenting on the drama. There is a knock at the door and he gets a visit from Luft. His brother wishes him a late birthday and even gives him a gift because he always studied diligently. The gift is a glass pen. His brother goes on to apologize for being distant to him but is glad he turned out into a fine young man. He asks him to take it easy on GLY during their duel and wishes him luck at the academy. Later that night, Saikyou's window gets blown open and GLY demands for their duel. He couldn't wait for the morning and didn't want to follow their father's rules. He says that Saikyou just got lucky that a monster appeared, and he lucked into defeating it. GLY attacks with his flame note engulfing Saikyou flames, showing he can also use intermediate magic, but it has no effect on him. GLY follows up with his wind lance, but it's stopped by a barrier. Saikyou takes out a paper talisman, and GLY continues to attack, to no avail. Saikyou commands GLY not to move, and he becomes completely frozen. Saikyou scrunches the talisman's arm, causing GLY to feel the same pain. GLY is confused about his powers and is ultimately forced to concede. He passes out, and Yuki wonders if it was wise to let him see his power and live, but Saikyou says he promised Luft he would go easy. Saikyou thinks back to GLY, calling him lucky, but it turns out this was all a part of his plan. We see that 6 months earlier, Saikyou summoned a gigantic cyclops named Nudo. Despite its appearance, it is glad to be able to serve him once again, and Yuki boasts that she was the first one that was summoned. Having researched the monsters in the area, Saikyou tasked the Cyclops to drive the Elder Nude out of the mountain. As he goes to pick up his brother, Yuki wonders why he doesn't show off his true powers, calling the people of this world weak. But he reminds her that it was the schemes of the weak that ended up getting him killed in his previous life, so he will not make the same mistake again. Sometime after Saikyou and IFA prepare to leave for the academy, Love passes on their father's words, telling Saikyou to study hard and IFA to take care of him. The two leave, and along the way, Saikyou gives IFA a necklace. She is overjoyed to receive it, and he tells her that they are mana stones, which will help her draw in the elemental spirits. They are excited about their new adventure, but Saikyou starts to feel sick, getting struck with motion sickness, having trouble with carriages even in his past life. He starts to feel better as they approach the Academy City, a fortress dedicated to pursuing magical excellence. Back at their home, his father sees that Saikyou should be arriving at the Academy soon. He thinks back to 12 years ago when Saikyou first arrived. A woman showed up at his door and disappeared after handing over her child. We learn that Saikyou is actually the son of his brother Gilbert, who became an adventurer after graduating from the academy, but they lost contact when his brother entered the infernal lands. Saikyou's black hair and eyes are rare in this country, and he started using magic when he was only 1, causing Luff to distance himself from him and Glide to become hostile after finding out he has no mana. He has always known that there was something strange about Saikyou, knowing there is something within him that could either let him become a hero or become a lord of evil. He feels bad for sending Glide to the army, but he felt it would be too risky to send Saikyou there. Instead, he decided to send Saikyou to the academy in hopes it would be a better place to nurture him. Saikyou and Itha arrive, and they get to their room. Itha is surprised he actually has a weakness. Saikyou tells her that her room is next door and she seems disappointed, suggesting that she should stay with him for the night since he is her master now. Saikyou misinterprets this as staying for dinner and says he has lost his appetite from the ride. Although disappointed, Itha leaves to find him some food. Yuki bursts out annoyed, saying he has no clue about girls, and points out that Ifa is in love with him, even using her position as his slave to her advantage, and Saikyou is left in disbelief. Later, the two explore the city, but Saikyou senses a strange energy. They continue on to register for the entrance exam, and when Saikyou reveals he is from a noble family, everyone around takes notice. Itha introduces herself as his slave, surprising the others. There is a magic tool that measures mana, and Itha is shown to have an affinity with wind and fire. When it's Saikyou's turn, nothing happens and the woman is confused. Saikyou reveals he has no mana, and the woman tells him he can still register. The other students start to gossip, saying he will get in because of his family. Ifa gets mad hearing this, accidentally leaking her flames. The gossip stops as a girl confidently walks past. Saikyou notices something about her and she introduces herself as Amu. As she places her hand on the device, it radiates with a blinding white light, meaning she has a strong affinity with all 4 elements. Everyone is amazed seeing this, and Saikyou calls to her. He thanks her for stopping the gossip, but she says she wasn't trying to help him, saying that she is actually annoyed by him thinking he can get in without any magic, and says he would just get in her way. But Saikyou recognizes her as his prized disciple from the other world. Although her appearance is a little different, he can tell that it's her, but that's where this video ends. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.